I'm starting the day with a cup of tea in the kitchen because the cassoulet saga continues. Those of you who saw yesterday's video will know that I was up late at night cooking some really weird looking things, and they were bubbling for over 3 hours during the night. And now I'm ready to continue to put together a traditional French cassoulet done the proper way, which means done with some really weird things. This is such a typical Lalande problem. Do you want to tell everyone what the problem is?
The problem is my lack of biceps.
No, the problem is Amory's got too much biceps. His wrist action, oh my goodness.
These are the things that fill the oil in the heaters that we're using.
Whenever Amory's been the last one to close it, we can't open it. He's gone and done it again.
So I'm going to get some tools.
Tools? This is ridiculous. Murray and I have the same problem all the time. We're like, Amory? Yep. It's wonderful that the bread gets delivered in France. Sadly, here it only gets delivered twice a week, which would be perfect if we were in England because the bread lasts for ages, but in France it doesn't last very long. So it means we go out the other days, but twice a week. We have the luxury of the bread being delivered straight to the chateau. We shouldn't have to resort
There we go.
to this. Nice. Okay, so that, if you haven't got an Amory in your life, is what you need. Or rather, if you do have an Amory in your life, because otherwise we wouldn't have the problem of it being on too tight. We could, of course, just ask Amory to open it, and that's fine when he's here. But he and Natty are not here this morning because they're coming this evening. They're going to have dinner with us, the famous, or maybe infamous cassoulet, because they're going to be watching the chateau for us this weekend. Because first thing in the morning, when it's still pitch black, Philip and I are leaving to go to Vienna with my aunt and uncle. So I have to pack today and get lots of things ready before I leave. I'm super excited. I love Vienna, but I'm really happy that Amory, Natty and the two of us will be having a lovely meal together before we go. Or at least lovely if it ends up looking like that. And back to the French Cookery Bible, which I'm having some difficulty with because I think it presumes that I'm a more advanced cook than I am in the first place. So, for example, last night I had to marinate these in salt, but with no liquid, just salt and pepper and bay. And I think that probably what I was supposed to do was really cover them in a lot of coarse salt. I didn't have any coarse salt, so I doubt I've done that exactly correctly. Never mind. So now I need to rinse these and then cook them at a super low temperature, 100 degrees, for a really long time. It doesn't tell me how long. It just says until the flesh is falling from the bones. I would like something more specific than that, but I'm not going to get it. And it's with almost all of this duck fat put on top of them and then just let it just ooze in the oven at a low temperature.
What is it supposed to do?
Ooze. The duck is in the oven. And now onto the beans. These have been in water all night. So I've just got to drain them, blanch them, rinse them, and then cook them with the liquid. I went with liquid rather than ooze that we created last night from boiling the calf's foot and the pig skin.
Oh, do we want to see this?
It sounds like Lady Macbeth, doesn't it? Look, underneath the ooze.
What?
This is why we needed the calf's foot. Look at that.
That's gelatin.
It's a beautiful gel. That's the base of the cassoulet. That's why we did it.
Oh.
Well, that makes perfect sense now. That's going to be so flavourful. And I'm going to cook with that. Would have thought that duck was perfectly fatty enough in the first place, but I guess this can only make it more delicious. Are you making your own kindling?
Well, I'm sort of trying to peel some.
Kindling peeling first thing in the morning.
It sort of works.
I think it's a great idea. You have an avid audience in me and Lancelot.
I think I'm still missing Amory's biceps.
Lancelot's, yes, why has my fire not been put on yet? I'm supposed to have a fire in front of my footstool. Yes, you are. Now I'm just cutting up the pork shoulder and the lamb shoulder into big cubes, and then I'm going to brown them. There's so many different parts to this dish. It's incredible. Now we've got more duck fat in here. Heavy on the duck fat this well.
This is not if you're on a diet, I think.
This is definitely not a diet meal. But this is a very ancient dish that we're having now. Legend has it that it was born in 1355, a very specific date, because that is the year that Chateau Diaries, a town in the Aude region of France, was being besieged by the Black Prince in the 100 Years' War between the English and the French. So, I mean, this is clearly something that divides me, being half French and half English. The French were under siege. They were becoming desperate. They had so little left to eat. that they decided to get all of the townspeople together and get everything that they had in all of their larders to give the fighting men one last great meal. They put everything together: beans, pork, lamb, sausages, preserved goose, duck. And they created this incredible dish that invigorated the men so much that they were able to roust the English. That's the legend. It is unlikely to have happened exactly that way because the white apricot beans that are always used in a cassoulet actually came from the New World, from South America, and didn't arrive in Europe until 15th, 16th century. So there is no way that it could have been this. But they could still have done it with the local beans that were here at the time. At the time that it was first created, it was called an étoffé. But that changed only in the 18th or 19th century when it was named cassoulet after the cassole, which is the dish that it's cooked in. Well, so now we know why it has to be so calorific. We're supposed to be feeding the army with this. We need all the duck fat we can get. I think we need to do a lot of exercise after this, Philip.
All right.
You're making this a little bit hard, Lancelot, I'm going to be honest. With a little mountain. There's a little mountaineer. He's happiest up there. Just say hello to everyone, Lancelot.
Should I give you a hand, darling, taking him down?
Yes, and I need to go and wash my hands, don't I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I didn't want to talk. I've just chopped up 3 onions, 5 cloves of garlic.
Lovely.
Thank goodness we're all eating it tonight. And I'm going to add that to the meat and get that on, because traditionally, cassoulet, well, you have to start it the night before, but then first thing in the morning, you get up, you put that on, which is what I've done today, which is why I'm not dressed yet, and it's just going to simmer away all day, filling the kitchen with this delicious smell. I'm actually getting really hungry now.
Oi, what is this?
I'm getting the herbs for the
Steph.
bouquet garni. What?
I can see my breath.
Oh.
Come
I
in.
mean, I'm not, but I need a bouquet garni. Okay, hang on. I just.
Oh my gosh.
Time. It's so wonderful having it outside the kitchen like this.
If you're
isn't
getting
it?
sick, Steph, I swear.
Well, I won't get sick. I've added more of that delicious gel that we created overnight, which is just melting down. It's got the bouquet garni, and that is going to cook on a very low temperature. I've come up to dry my hair because it turns out that cooking with wet hair on a day like today in a chateau with no heating wasn't the best idea, and I'm starting to get a bit of a headache from my wet hair. But it does give me the opportunity to stop and tell you about the sponsors of today's video, Wild Deodorant, who kindly offered to sponsor today's video with this ad. So I wouldn't usually talk to you about deodorant, but I'm very happy to talk to you about Wild because I really believe in their brand's philosophy, and the deodorant is amazing. They're passionate about sustainability, which is incredibly important because the average person goes through a staggering 19,000 plastic cosmetic bottles in a lifetime, and less than 50% of bathroom products are recycled. And that's why I love using Wild, because the case is aluminium, it's long lasting and durable. The refills are completely plastic free. They're made from compostable products, bamboo and plant starch, and actually break down faster than a banana peel. And aside from being better for the planet, it's really fun because they come with all of these wonderful scents. There's so many of them. This is just a tiny sample, and they have special seasonal ones. So for example, around Christmas, there was Prosecco and winter berries, which I might go for today because actually mine's run out. I have to have a refill. Or I might do spiced orange and pear. It's so easy to do. You just take the bottom out, put your new refill on top. Actually, there's a new one for January, sage and eucalyptus.
Oh.
I fancy trying that one. Pop it in, and then you twist it up, and that's it. You're good to go. I get so excited to try a different scent each time I use it. I mean, for example, before coconut, you were on spiced pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice latte.
Oh gosh, you smell good. If you'd like to try Wild for yourself, then just click on the link in the description box below and use the code Chateau20 for 20% off your entire order from Wild. That's on any of their products. I'm very excited to try my new scent, and I'm equally excited about finally having dry hair. Lancelot hadn't heard Flappy Bird before. He seems most bewildered by the 19th century automaton. I know! Isn't it wonderful? Looks as though some other people are wanting lunch with us. No, you can't fool us. We know you were fed this morning. I like the way you roll, Philip.
Very balanced lunch.
Yeah, just duck pate.
So, yes, so this is mousse de canard. And this was a gift from our friends at Chateau de Lalande.
Patrick and Stuart.
Exactly. And this is a plum cinnamon port jam. So I thought, why would we have that with the mousse de canard, with bread, with actual pork?
Port for lunch.
We're having a very late lunch.
Okay, well, you brought the port. I brought an interiors magazine. It's looking like a perfect lunch.
Lovely.
I don't know where the afternoon's gone. I had a million things that I needed to do today, but I've had so much admin to do before leaving that I haven't even managed to get back to the curtains, which is frustrating me so much. And I still have to pack. But excitingly, Natty and Amri have just arrived.
Hello.
Oh, so happy to see you. Saucisse, fantastic. The final missing part of the puzzle, the saucisse de Toulouse.
Philip found this
Oh, yeah.
leche for
Yeah.
me the other time, and I
It's so good. It is really
now, so I
good.
will put it in the pizza. Well, I have bad news for you.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe that's great news. I confused with the dates, and I arranged with Annalise to go out tonight because she doesn't have the babies today. So like,
You've done it on purpose. It's
it's
that.
not that I'm escaping
it's-
from your cassoulet.
It is. It's the foot of the calf.
We know. Yeah. Oh, but you'll be so happy that you're not here when you see the video.
Don't worry, there'll be leftovers for you tomorrow, Natty.
Great. And I swear it's not because of that, but yeah, we'll
No, have
a
loads of
little
fun.
restaurant near tonight.
And give her a big hug from us.
So I will.
Ooh, that does not look at all shabby. That's the best bit so far, I think.
And the three of us.
That's it, little family. So Lancelot will be okay when we're not here.
Still till going.
I'm so sad not to take him. We're flying on Ryanair via England, which sounds ridiculous because Air France goes straight to Vienna. But when we looked at the prices of the flights for 4 people, it was €2,500 return to go from Paris to Vienna on economy on Air France. So we're going on Ryanair via another country and it still comes in at about €100 per person. So a huge difference, but it does mean Ryanair doesn't accept dogs. We can't take Lancelot.
No, with the price, whatever.
I know. It's the moment of assembly. We're going to fill this with the base of the cassoulet, and then on top we're going to put slices of the sausages and the confit de canard. Then it goes back in the oven, as though it hasn't been cooking enough. I mean, it's been cooking for 24 hours on and off now. Back in the oven for a little bit longer until it's brown on top. It's about to go into the oven. I've put it into a traditional earthenware dish. This is where it gets its name from. Voila, there it is. Tradition has it that you're supposed to smooth the top of it 7 times with a wooden spoon, and we do believe in tradition in this house, so don't really feel I'm doing much there, but there we go, smoothing down. Anne-Marie, stop sniggering in the background. I am smoothing. Okay,
It's supposed
I'm
to
going
be-
to admit we never saw our grandmother do this. I feel like I'm caressing a duck.
It's like Nigella, the comedy sketches of Nigella Lawson. So I dressed this turkey in lingerie.
Caressing my duck 7 times. I'm not actually even sure if I did that 7 times. Anyway, there we go. Let's just wave a wand over that and put it in the oven. After all that, can you imagine? Whilst we're waiting for the cassoulet, I'm going out to see Amory. He's going to show me what's been going on in the workshop. Amory's told me he's finished the first cradle. Let's see this thing of beauty. This is one you were putting together the other day. I mean, I'm very excited about it.
You can just see though, where I've levelled this up because of the feet.
Yeah.
You can adjust the feet so that it's just got a level base. You can see how unlevel the floor is.
Totally.
In comparison to the padded lift. So there's no way. And where
I can see that machine is off at an angle.
But I've even wedged the machine because I just didn't want
Yeah.
it to be on the skew width. Crane that on top of that.
And that's the first one in.
Job's good one.
All right, so this is the very first thing that is going to be sitting underneath the machines so that they can be level on the ground because these have adjustable feet. And then you're bringing up a false floor.
And then I'll be bringing up a false floor, yeah.
What, to the height of the top of that cradle?
The height of the bottom of the workbenches over there.
And level with the door on this side.
It'll be above. It's 110 mil higher.
Oh, okay, so you'll step up
Yeah.
into the room.
You'll step up, yeah.
And how are things going in the boiler room? Because the plasterboard arrived, didn't it?
Yeah. Plasterboard arrived at the gate, just at the gate.
Why was that?
The driver didn't want to come through because it was a bit icy. We were waiting, gosh, I can't remember, we were waiting a month for the plasterboard.
Well, it's here now, that's the main thing. even if it did only get as far as the gate.
Yeah.
Really creepy boiler room section, this.
Oop.
So yeah, so we've got 50. I don't know if you can see that. Do you want to turn the light on?
Do we have a light?
Yeah, we've got a light. I'll go turn the light on.
That would be really good. Oh, that is better. Thanks. 50 sheets of plasterboard. Though they're not grey, so we can't really make the pun. So you individually carried 50 sheets of plasterboard?
Philip did one.
Yeah, you told him not to.
Yeah, I did.
He said to me, I just went for it. I thought, I'm not going to ask Anne-Marie if he needs help, because he always says, no, I'm just going to do it. And apparently you came up to him and went, no, mate, it's all right, I'm going to do it.
It wasn't because of that. It was because he was clearing the upstairs and the mezzanine.
Yeah, you needed the mezzanine,
I need the mezzanine empty so I can use these sheets to get up there.
So Philip was ferrying down all of Michael's belongings from the mezzanine.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so despondent. He was like, I really tried for once. Like, it's like, please, I'm just going to do it.
I was really happy. I was really appreciative of it. But I knew that between the two of us, we could get those two jobs done.
Yeah, if you're doing each one.
If we're doing each one.
Fair enough.
And it worked out. We both sort of finished roughly at the same time. So it paid off that we just stuck at it.
Well, it's lucky he carried that one sheet then. Otherwise, you'd have been long behind him.
Just a bit annoyed I didn't get my clean 50. I only got 49. They're ready for the ceiling, they're ready for boxing because we've got a box that flew, the actual boiler flew. And then, yeah, job's good. And then...
Arrière cuisine.
Arrière cuisine, yeah.
Fabulous. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that you'll be very, very pleased to see the back of this job.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a job, but still, yeah.
Let's go in and see if that castle is done.
How does it look?
It smells amazing.
Actually, it looks pretty good too. I'm quite pleased.
All your hard work is paid off?
Well, who knows? We haven't tasted it yet, but
Amazing.
we do have a cassoulet, which looks like a cassoulet.
That's all. You just use your foot.
Yeah.
Professional way of doing it.
Wow. Gordon Ramsay ain't got on you. But it looks delicious.
Bubbling, oozing.
It looks good and moist.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've made a confit myself.
Oh,
So that's confit from scratch.
What went in the confit?
You salt it overnight and then you cook it in a ton of duck fat.
Oh.
It's a super healthy meal, as you can see.
Can I start with this?
Yeah, you can. Do you want a few more beans? I'll give you a few more beans.
Thank
There you
you.
go. Tastes like cassoulet.
Good.
That is amazing.
Yeah. I'm quite excited about the duck because I didn't know it was so easy to make confit, so I might actually make it way more regularly.
That is delicious. Maybe you should cook for the guests.
I'm very delighted that Marie's going to be cooking for the guests. I'm more like one pot home cooking rather than the gastronomic. I thought you were going to.
Looking at him.
That's not one pot.
I thought you were running to spit your food.
Oh, no.
It's delicious. I'm not spitting that, but what I mean is it's not
No.
one pot.
Fair enough. I used every pot in the kitchen. That's yeah, fair.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
you.
You should be bloody proud of yourself.
Chin chin.